your pal 6Speed here, and today we are going to be doing an automatic transmission service on this low miles gem 2005 Pontiac Sunfire. Just in case you haven't watched my other video, I'm not sure which one I'm going to post first, probably this one, because this one's going to be a hell of a lot easier to edit, of replacing the stepper motors in a GM gauge cluster, which we did on that car over there not too long ago, because the speedometer was reading about 200 when you were sitting still. 200 kilometers, remember we were up here in Canada. So we sold the Maserati, sadly enough. I felt a little twinge of sadness, even though I had put a lot of time and money into that car, and the transmission started acting up. So some kid bought it for 750 bucks, loved it apparently when he drove it, and was probably going to run her until she dies. Anyway, we're sad to see it go, but this thing only has 85,880 something kilometers on it, so around 50,000 or so miles for you US folks. I'll probably flash the number up here somewhere, because everyone lampoons down in the comments, oh, it's X number of miles. Who cares? It's close enough. Anywho, today we are changing the automatic transmission fluid on it. I was going to do the spark plugs, but they are platinum iridium from the factory, which means at 86 or 83,000 kilometers, whatever this thing's at right now, we are not even close to the service interval of it, so we're just going to leave it be. Plus, they didn't have them in stock right now. So, stuff you're going to need. You are going to need a suitable drain pan plus a long funnel. You can see the boat's got a little bit of water intrusion in the gear oil because we cut a little bit of muddy gear oil there in the pan. She'll be getting a new shift shaft probably in the spring, and you're going to need a transmission filter kit. This one came with a gasket. I'm fairly, like 99% certain that this car's got a reusable gasket, and if it does, this one will be going into my spare parts pile, because I really have no desire to put that thing in, especially with how messed up it is right now. So we have our transmission filter. It comes with a new filter seal. A lot of people just leave these in because these are a little bit of a pest to get out. We'll see how it works. And we are going to need approximately 7 liters, 7 quarts, what have you, of transmission fluid. So I got 2 of these Transmax Dexron 6, and I have a full 5-liter jug, which is a little bit over 5 quarts of this Valvoline Max Life Full Synthetic. Not sponsored, not nothing. I love this fluid. It is probably one of my favorites. This easy pour spout is amazing when you know how to fill things up. I use this, as you can see, it meets a lot of different standards, including Kia SP4, and that is what I have in my Sorento. This stuff works miracles. It makes the transmission shift buttery smooth, and I will swear by this stuff. I put it in every single vehicle that I own or work on, and it has just been fantastic. Again, not a sponsor, but this is the stuff I like to use. I can pick it up, a 5-liter jug, for 35 bucks at Walmart. It is perfect. So, let's get started. So the first thing we got to do is we got to put the car up on some ramps. So we got to get the back up so it's level. So I'm going to start by doing that. So when you come underneath here, you may think, okay, where's the dipstick? Well, there isn't one. Ain't nobody got time for that. So right here, you see we have our plastic filler plug, which is just a little cap that unscrews and pops right out. That's how we fill our transmission up. So, how do we check the level? Well, there's no dipstick, so there's got to be another way, right? So when we come underneath the vehicle, you'll see here's our engine oil pan, if I back up a little, and there's your drain plug. Now, if we look over by the passenger side CV axle, which is right there, and we follow it into the transmission, and right up here by the engine oil drain plug is this little plug right here. That is our fill level indicator. It is an 11 millimeter or 7/16. Now the engine does need to be running to check the fluid level. Obviously, because we're draining it, we don't really care too much. But we're going to take this guy out anyway. Well, I can already see the fluid bleeding out. Oh boy, that made a mess. Well, the good news is our fluid's in good condition, so that's positive. We're just going to let her drain on out, and then we'll start taking the pan off. So to save you guys the boredom, I'll start taking all these bolts out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the 3 in on this end. I'm going to leave the 3 in on this far end. And we're going to try and tip the front of this pan on the passenger side down. I'm really pleased with the color of this fluid. I'm really happy about that. I was worried it was going to be dark, because I don't think that this has ever actually been changed. Again, the car is very low mileage, so I wouldn't expect it really. And I do believe, judging by this little rubber nub here, that this is a reusable gasket. So we'll be reusing that instead of the cork one in the kit. So yeah, let's get going. So if you're lucky or unlucky like me, and about half a turn on the bolts and she just starts a-pouring, I didn't have to do much. That's for sure. Anyway, I'm not even going to panic here. I'm just going to let these guys drain out. So if I start taking the ones out of the back, it'll start leaking from the back, and then I got a mess all over the driveway. So this is going to be a bit of an arduous process here of just waiting this thing out. I don't know, I may bring in another pan here to try and facilitate draining this thing, making it a little easier. Should be the tail end of it. Whoa! That sucks. There's not much we can do about it, but it sucks. Okay. We'll bring another pan here. Oh, there's not much in there. That's good. Okay, we're just going to take our pan away. So next step is our filter. Now here's our inlet on this end, and it just kind of chills there on this end. Everything looks really good, really clean, and the fluid is in very good shape. Much to my surprise. Oh, 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 and I just did it again. Oh, all over the arms. Okay, there's our filter. And now we need to get up inside there and grab our filter ring. Try not to, do not scratch the casing. There we go. There we go. Now don't bring your screwdriver up inside there. Only go from the side. Because you do not want to scratch the sealing surface at all. I'm going to keep going around here until she probably will just fall out. Oh, look at that. Just a little pry, you know, she comes. There she be. And we got no real damage there, so that's good. Okay, so to install it, just take a little baby hammer. Uh-oh. Come on. It's just easier to clean it now than it is to clean it with the filter in place. So we're nice and clean. Make sure you do this with a clean rag, and then we're going to put our filter back in. Okay, so now we take our filter, and it just pops up into place, and that's it. That's all she wrote. So as you can see, our pan is actually in very good shape. We have some clutch material. This is normal wear and tear. I'm actually kind of surprised this wasn't in the fluid. Anyway, we do have a little bit of yuck on our magnet. This is all normal. I am not worried at all. We're going to take this guy, we're going to clean it up. The gasket just pops out. This is a very nice gasket. We're going to reuse this for sure. Yeah, 100% we're going to reuse that. We're not going to use the cork one that came with the kit. So we'll clean this up with some solvent, and we see our little marked area here. This indented, this is where the magnet goes. So once we're done cleaning the magnet, we make sure we put it back in there. Okay, so this is what you should look like once you're finished cleaning it. Don't use harsh chemicals on this gasket. Just a good wipe should do. You do not want to degrade that rubber. We can give the outside a cleaning once it's back on the car. And now we're going to go put it back underneath there. So we've already put our filter back in, so all we have to do is bolt up our pan. Okay, so now we have all the bolts in. So we have our locating tab here, and we have a locating tab right here. We got to make sure those go up into the transmission. I'm just going to start by snugging the bolts up. And so what I like to do is I like to go around, just all the way around one more time. Just double check how tight these all are. Again, you don't need to kill these things, you just need to be snug. If you overdo it, you will bend the pan rail and then you will have a leak. Okay, we are tight. I'm going to give the pan a nice clean. I might get down here with some solvent to give it a good final cleaning. Okay, so now we got our funnel down in the hole here. Oh, there it goes. What we're going to do is we're going to put the car, we're going to shift her through all the gears. We're going to pause for a couple seconds in each gear. Hand sanitizer in the way. I don't think it does anything in 3, 2, and 1. Sucks when you're right-handed and you're holding the camera with your right hand. She's definitely engaging the gears. Now we're into quart number 6. I heard this takes just over 6.5 or something to that avail. And remember, it's impossible to overfill this thing because it'll just drain out. She's a dripping, so I'm just going to let it drip. Okay, so basically when you're down to a slow dribble like this, put your plug back in. And just give her a gentle snug. Don't reef it in there. This is threading into aluminum. That's probably good. And we're going to give this guy one final wipe. This is a messy, messy job. Can you tell? Okay, that should do it. Okay, so just to give you a reference point, I'm starting to think somebody may have been in here at one point or another. Not sure what number that is there, but you can see this filter is still pretty clean. It's not all plugged up with stuff. You can still see kind of the yellowishness of the filter media. But look at this when I dip this in here. Look how brightly colored that fluid is. So either this thing has never been serviced and it's in such good shape, or somebody's been in here fairly recently. But judging by it, I would say that it's just the transmission is just plain in good shape. So we'll see it again in another 50,000 K. GM recommends every 83,000. I'm going to change it a little bit more often because I want this old girl to last. She's a good looking car for her age. 15 years old, and this thing is basically flawless. Runs good, drives good. Got new tires, wheel bearing, brakes on the front, wheel bearing on this side here. Tires on all four corners, because I think that this thing had the original Goodyears on it still from when it was first brand new. The spark plugs are platinum iridium, so they're still good. No point in changing them. I changed the engine, changed the engine oil out to synthetic, and a K&N filter. And I think the next thing we're going to do is change that Dex Cool out. I don't know if I'm going to put green in it yet. Oh, and it's got a new battery. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Follow me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and here on YouTube. Hopefully not too many more videos on this old car to come, but that means she's reliable. It's been good so far. We're just doing all the maintenance stuff on it. Anyway, take it easy, everyone.